have been discussing about the block diagram of computer. In this session, we'll try to see further details about computers and their development. So here we have the question. Define computer, explain characteristic features and limitations of computers. A computer is an electronic device with the ability to accept input from users, process the data, and output the results to use. Here, as we already know, in the last session, we discussed about block diagram of the computer. And here we have this like input devices, control unit, and output devices. So you will be giving input, it will be processed, and an output is given. A computer will also have ability to store the user's data as we have discussed RAM and ROM. RAM is a temporary memory, ROM is a permanent. So continuation to the session is what are the features and limitations? The features are plenty. Computers, even the Android is one such platform. These mobile phones can be called as a portable computers. So in that way, they are playing a very important role in our time life. So in that way, what are the characteristics of computers? The following is the list of characteristics that are used to differentiate between computers. The characteristics are accuracy, storage, speed, versatility, and diligence. Here we have discussed 5 characteristics of computers and we will see in detail. So we have the first characteristic as accuracy. The accuracy means computers always process the data with high accuracy. Means the accuracy is correctness of the information. Correctness of the information. For example, if a person is asked to have what is the multiples of 2, like 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6. This is the accuracy, like the exact answer without any error. Humans have a tendency to make errors. However, computer as it is instruction oriented and is not influenced by any other factors, there are less error rate. Okay, but while computing, due to human mistakes, some inaccurate results may occur rarely. That's what a human has influence of other factors such as environment, other human beings. But a computer will not have angry on another computer. It just uh, do its own instruction in its own job. Humans may be disturbed with other human feeling, colleagues, and beings. Okay, so next characteristic is storage. Computers have large storage capacity. 2 types of storage are generally used in any computer, that is primary and secondary memory. The contents of secondary memory is permanent, whereas the contents of primary memory is volatile, where we have discussed RAM and ROM, random access memory and read-only memory. The storage capacity is measured in terms of bytes. Bytes, bytes are the 2 values, that is 0 and 1. These are the binary digits. 1 bit, 8 bits is equal to 1 byte. So 8 bits are 0, 1, 0, 1. Both these, the information, for example, the word is itself is converted into 0 or binary digit code. We call it as binary digit code. In such a way, the computer interacts with its other parts in terms of binary digits, and the information of the computer is calculated in terms of bytes. Bytes, kilobytes, megabytes. We have to remember a common number here. For example, minutes. Generally, we calculate in terms of 60, right? 60 seconds, 60 minutes, in that way. However, there is another like 24 hours. In that way, we have calculations for memory. A memory uh, there is a standard number 1024. Okay, this 1024 is one such number which, like, 1024 bytes is 1 megabyte, 1 MB, sorry, 1 KB, 1 kilobyte, megabyte, kilobytes, megabytes, gigabytes, GB. Generally, we use this terabytes, 1 TB, that is 1024 GB. Generally, we have 1 TB hard disks. We use this, right? 1 TB. And then petabyte, 1024, 1024 TB is 1 petabyte. So in this way, this memory is calculated. Okay, next, accuracy, that is less error rate, and storage, and then we have speed. Based on the speed also, these computers are divided, such as the rate at which computer processes the instructions per second is called speed of the computer. Modern computers execute instructions within micro, nano, and picoseconds. 1 microsecond is equal to 1 by 10 power 6 of a second. This is millionth of a second. You can say 1 million is equal to 10 lakhs, right? So millionth of the second. 1 nanosecond is 1 by 10 power 9 fraction of a second. This 9 means, you can say, as a million, it is a billion. It is billionth of the second, millionth of the second. 1 picosecond is trillion of the second. There are thousands of crores part of the second. In 1 second, if you divide into 1,000 crores, you will be seeing as it as a picosecond. Okay. So next is versatility. Versatility, the computers are used in variety of applications. They are not limited to any particular job. Even they can function like a human being. When you give an instruction, it just executes. It will never question, why did you ask this question? However, in recent developments, artificial intelligence and machine learning is a quite different. It is advanced. However, even artificial intelligence and machine learning also works on instructions based on the previous data. Many softwares are available to perform different jobs with the help of computers. For example, a computer in a supermarket can be used for billing purpose. A computer in mall, like a shopping mall, can be used for scanning, for recording the cameras, etc. There are different jobs. In an airport, it scans the luggage, it scans the identity proofs, it scans the persons. Even in the medical field, also computers are playing a huge role. So many softwares, according to the requirements, are developed by using the C language, Java, Python, R, etc. All these used and developed according to the requirements of human beings. So versatility means it is the customization, how it can be uh, helpful in many ways. So then the next one is diligence. In general, there are some limitations for the human power. For example, humans need rest after certain point. However, a computer doesn't need rest. It can work number of hours without any interruption when it is supplied with sufficient power. So diligence is one such. ability to, it is study, it is hardworking. It is like it only concentrates on work. There is no other like rest or anything. Personality is capability of doing many things. So as we have discussed, we have accuracy, storage, speed, versatility, and diligence. These are the five characteristics of a computer. So next, if we proceed, that is limitations. Computer is not an intelligent machine of its own. The limitations, as we said, it will be working on instruction based. It will not work on its own, even though if it is artificially intelligent or machine learned, it is dependent on the previous data. It cannot take a decision on its own. It has to be given some support from a human being. Still, we are so far away. However, a human being has his own creative development. However, computers are dependent on electricity. They cannot work on their own. But if such a day comes, they may overcome human beings also. But however, initially we are discussing the developments of computers since 90s and on. Next, it requires human skills to operate. Yes, I said it requires a human assistance. It doesn't work on its own, it requires instruction to operate. As I said, it is not an intelligent machine on its own, it is instruction based. It is not decision making system. It cannot take decisions on its own. It needs instructions. It requires human skills. It is not an intelligent machine. The program has to be written to take action. These 2 points are little similar, however, you can read as the limitations. When it is asking for $5 or $10, you have to discuss in more detail about these limitations and characteristics. Okay, next, explain various types of computers. Okay. Now that we have known characteristics and limitations of the computer based on the accuracy, speed, storage, versatility, diligence, there are types of computers also. Even we will be going to discuss about generations of computers in the coming time, in the coming session. However, we have to see that there are different types of computers. There are analog and digital computers. Particularly, computers can be classified on several bases as follows. On basis of electronics or the operating principle, they can be classified into analog computer, digital computer, hybrid computer. On the basis of purpose of use, they can be classified into special purpose computer, general purpose. Based on the electronics or the operating principle, we can divide into analog, digital, and hybrid. Hybrid is nothing but a combination of analog and digital. On the basis of purpose, based on the electronics, based on the purpose. Based on the purpose, it is special purpose and general purpose. Okay. So computers are classified in both the two things, basics of electronics based on purpose. These are the 2 points. And based on the electronics, there are three. Based on the purpose, there are two. Okay. And the other classification is on the size, on the basis of size. We have different computers, as I said, different computers. You can discuss anything, anything. Here we have this portable computer, desktop, mini frame, supercomputer. These are a little bit very much classified. However, these three are one category and these two are other category. So based on electronics and operating, it's based on the purpose, based on the size. So let us see base categories. We have the classification. Further, let us try to explain these things. So analog computer is one which operates on inputs continuously with the electric voltage. It measures the input rather than counting. Means it is somewhat a mechanical device. It is not digital. They are powerful tools to solve differential equations. They are mainly used in scientific design and production environment. So we have these analog computers as particularly input is like a mechanical device. Digital computers are with generally the data input can be in terms of digits, as I said, binary digits, 0 and 1. We have binary coding also. The digital computer is basically knows addition. Every even multiplication or subtraction, it converts into addition and then it calculates. So computers are such, they go on a formula base, they go on an instruction base, they do everything. But however, man can be creative to do simple calculations. Right? However, a computer has its own instruction number. It cannot it cannot skip an instruction. Once the instruction is skipped, that's it. It will stop. We will see such a how the instructions play a crucial role. How an algorithm is very important for error free, so that the the desired outcome is expected. Based on the operating and electronics and operating procedures, we have divided into analog, digital. Third one is hybrid computer. A hybrid computer is nothing but a SAM. It is just a combination of both analog and digital. It is some calculations are done in analog portion of the computer and some are done in the digital portion of the computer. Generally, we have these hybrid computers only. Special purpose computer. Special purpose computer is tailor made solely to cater to the requirements of particular task or application. Example, weather forecasting. We have these forecasting and scientific laboratories generally work on these special purpose computers. General purpose computer. The general purpose computer is designed to meet the needs of many different applications. For example, day-to-day as well discussed, supermarket, shopping malls, in any way, these are very day-to-day life. These special purpose are like in a specialized task. Next one, based on the size, we have a portable computer. A portable computer is very small, like a pocket computer. You can say now you can call as earlier we used to have a digital diaries. They used to have this phone book, small calculator. These are the pocket sized portable computers. Next to have these portable computers may include pen-based computer, handheld computer, notebook computer, laptop, etc. These four portables. Next is desktop computer. A desktop is a little larger. Generally, we have central processing unit, monitor, and keyboard, mouse. Everything has a different parts. Generally, we see in office environment. At home, also students may use desktop computer. Even though these values 16 MB, 120 MB are these are the very earlier information. However, the data has been increased rapidly. Nowadays, generally, we use 4 GB to 16 GB of memory. Some people use 24 GB of memory. Uh, these these information regarding RAM and we have SSD devices as discussed earlier. We have SSDs, hard disks, and these storages also have increased anonymously these days. Next, mini computer. Mini computer is a medium-sized computer that is costlier and more powerful than microcomputer. A small business organization like we have servers. Servers generally is used in business, medium-sized organization like schools, universities, and government departments. In these generally desktop computers cannot handle that load. So mini computers. Mainframe computer is used in the head of the businesses or organization. The earliest computers were called mainframe due to their size. The term is still used for the large computers of today. They have large storage capacities, very high speed processor. These are kept in AC. They are used by big companies, banks, government departments. These are the bigger institutions other than small businesses. Further, we have supercomputer. This has extremely large storage capacities and computing speeds that are at least 10 times faster than that of other computers. These are traditionally being used in scientific, military, engineering, electronics, petroleum engineering, weather forecasting, medicine. As said, we have special purpose computers in medicine, physics, all this like rocket stations. We have military based stations. These supercomputers generally uh, the way they handle data is like the whole country data is can be uh, worked on this supercomputer. Okay, so this is what based on the computers, uh, based on the size, purpose, based on the electronics or the operating requirements, we may divide these computers into different categories. Next is classify the computers according to the size and functionality. As said, we have discussed these based on the size, purpose. This is what size and functionality. Like special purpose and general purpose. Size we have decided as a portable, digital, desktop, mainframe, supercomputer. These are all just we have already discussed. You can read this question easy. Workstations, notebook computers. Notebook computers are like a laptops or a tablet based. Okay, they are not. They need power of the people who use them need the power of full size desktop, whereas they do. However, like these are the laptops. Okay. Some notebook systems are designed to be plugged into a docking station, which may include a larger monitor, a full-size keyboard, or mouse. Yes, we have that additional ports, right? Ports through which we can work as a comfortable. Next is tablet PC. Tablet PC offers all the functionality of a PC, but they are lighter and can accept input for a special pen called stylus, digital pen that is used to tap or write directly on the screen. Many tablet cases are also have a built-in microphone and special software that accepts input from user's voice. As said, these tablet pieces again like an Android phone. However, these cannot do the heavy work as these desktops or mainframe computers do. These have a few limitations based on the size, you can say functionality, or the purpose. Handheld PCs, personal digital assistants, is no larger than a small appointment book and is normally used for special appointments such as taking notes, displaying telephone numbers and addresses, keeping track of data and agendas as digital books. Smartphones, these are the large size cellular phones because these phones offer advanced features not typically found in cellular phone. Sometimes called smartphones, these features can include broadband email access. I said these are the information is a little bit 10 years old. That's the reason you may not be aware of this data, but however, this is the history of companies. Next, we can see. Okay, let us continue for the next thing. It is generation of computers. The generations of computers. So far, we have seen the characteristics, limitations, and how the computers have been divided. Types of computers. So next, after the types of computers, we have the development of the computers. You can see it as generations of computers. With this question, let us see the first generation of computers. These generations are classified into 5 generations. That is first generation, second generation, third, fourth, and fifth. But how they have been, like you can say, how they have been classified. First generation computers based on the vacuum tubes. There are movies, old movies like Infinity. In these movies, you can see how these punching machines, punching cards, instruction. There is a movie named Imitation Game where you can observe these first generation computers during the World Wars, the Second World War. These are the earliest computers that a man has worked on. The first generation computers of computers used vacuum tubes. They were large and slow. They were large and slow. However, man has invented to make they produce lots of heat. The vacuum tubes failed frequently. So first generation were down, not working much of the time. These computers were given instructions in machine language, which is composed entirely of numbers 0 and 1. Machine language was difficult to work with and hard to interpret. It is like coding and decoding. You have to convert every information into these numbers. So that's how the first generation computers have worked. I said punched cards, magnetic drums, which were later replaced with magnetic tape. Or even magnetic tapes were also uh, converted into the other ones. In the second generation of computers, a breakthrough in the computing world occurred. The second generation of computers were large, unreliable. Vacuum tubes were replaced by transistors. First one is vacuum tubes. So the next one is transistors. These transistors are small, require very little power, and run effectively. Previously, in the earlier generation, we have the shutdowns, and they, these vacuum tubes are not unreliable. They do not work continuously, but however, transistors are more efficient and also efficient and consume less power. This is what the development is. We work on the drawbacks of earlier generations and invent new things. In this generation, memory was composed of small magnetic cores strung on wire with in the computer. Magnetic disks were developed for secondary storage. Magnetic disks were earlier, the disks were of a huge size. We know the CDs, maybe this generation can know the CDs, right? Compact discs, compact discs, digital video discs, Blu-ray discs. Now we have Blu-ray discs. However, earlier we have these magnetic discs. Okay. The development of high-level languages which are easier for people to understand and work with made programming easy. Second generation computers could communicate with each other, that is network. Earlier, in the first generation, they are of bigger size, they are of size of a half of the room. Uh, it used to occupy more space also. However, in the second generation, the transistor has come, the efficiency increased, less power consumption, and the programming has also. Like earlier in the first generation, it is only machine language, only you have to convert everything into numbers, 0 and 1, binary digits. And the second generation, even the network. The first generation has to work on its own. It can only function on itself. It cannot communicate with other computers. However, in the second generation, we have the network communication, one location to another, transmit the data. Communication was fairly slow, but a new method of exchanging data and ideas is available. Earlier, the functioning of the computer is slow. However, in here, the networking has increased. However, it is slow. In the third generation computers, developed the concept of integrated circuits, ICs. Earlier, transistors, now ICs. These integrated circuits incorporate many transistors and electronic circuits on a single wafer of a chip of a silicon. Integrated circuits are sometimes called chips because of the way they are made. So silicon chips nowadays, you can if you can open the desktop, you can see a little board and a black color chips on it. These are the silicon chips. These chips are the integrated circuits. Integrated circuit technology is responsible for the computers industry technical progress. Third generation computers offer more money and faster processing. Another significant development of the generation was launching the first telecommunication satellite. Communication stations on the Earth could transmit and receive data to and from satellites, enabling worldwide communication between the computers. It is WWW, World Wide Web. Nowadays, internet has increased. Earlier, the networking is like intranet. Now it is called internet. Through cables, through satellites, we communicate from one country to another. So next to it is VLSI. Now we have vacuum tubes, transistors, integrated circuits, ICs. The fourth generation computer were used very large scale integrated circuits. Even you can very large scale integration. I said integrated ICs integrated circuit. This is integration. Creation of tiny computer on a chip gave way for world first microprocessor. Now we have in Android we have a very small chip and everything, the camera, every IC or VLSI, the chip, every chip is integrated on a very small board. If one thing is destroyed, everything, the board itself is, the whole system is corrupted. We have to change the board in such a way. However, it is highly efficient, highly speed, highly capable. All these things are helpful in the development. Like with microprocessor, we have Intel chipsets, AMD, mobile chipsets include Apple is making, Samsung is making the chipsets, Sony is making the chipsets, Snapdragon is making the chipset. These are the small industries they are working on these generations. Fourth generation technology is still going strong. Efforts to pack even more transistors on one chip have led to such developments as Intel Pentium microprocessors. Although high-level languages are still used extensively, very high-level languages appeared during fourth generation. A very highly level language uh, is a way of writing instructions of a complex application. I say these earlier we have the internet. Earlier we have internet, and these wide area networks, World Wide Web. All these has developed into local area networks, wide area networks, global connections for today's computers. It is like even we can see the development of telephone. Earlier it is letters, the communication is based on the audio communication, video communication, email communication. Nowadays it is cloud computing has come up. These are the development. In such a way, computers have also developed into a very portable and efficient. The fifth next is the fifth generation. The major changes in the fifth generation are software as well as hardware. According to experts, the trademark of next generation will be artificial intelligence. As said, we are working, we're still far away from these artificial intelligence. We are working 5G technologies. These are like a computer can work on its own when everything is ready made. No human interaction, less human interactions. We need human interaction, but however, very less human interactions can be done. We have Siri. These are all the Siri, Alexa. Facebook has come up. Is working on this. These fifth generation computers. Computers that are artificially intelligent, they have some attributes associated with human intelligence, such as capabilities to decode. It is like coding and decoding and respond to natural language, like human language, such as English. Generally, we are working, the major language they are working on is English, voice typing. You can ask the question based on the data collected. These Alexa or Siri will respond with the answers. To recognize this sensory input like even in medical advanced systems also. So based on these are the development of the computers, we have seen types of computers, characteristics of computer, limitations of the computer. Now we have seen development of generations of computer. With this, I close the session for today, and we will clear algorithms and flowcharts in the next session. Thank you so much. Have a great day.